Hello, hello. Welcome to the live chat. Welcome to the live chat. Let's see. Last but not least, I'm trying to figure out how to stop my phone from ringing. This is that time of day where they get me. Let me see. When I say they, I mean the bill collectors. I always tell people if you really need to talk to me, try not to sound like a bill collector. I still have not figured out how to disconnect my phone from the PC. I know it's a way to do that, but I'm going to have to try it once again. I thought I did it before, but it just didn't work out. So, how's everybody doing? So Andrew has decided to pay up. He decided that the alternative was just way too costly. Like the fact that this cannot possibly be good for his mother. Um, while they're trying to accuse the Sussexes of being the one, should I say, that's doing the old girl in, everybody knows it's this Andrew saga. If she's even aware of how serious it is, um, we're not sure exactly what her mental capacity is or how much information that the queen is privileged to. And I'm just, being honest about this. She may be in a she may possibly live in a bubble right now and is unaware of exactly everything that's going on. I mean, after all, they did trick her into signing that paper. The one that makes Camilla the queen consort. Now somehow they managed they managed to get her to sign that paper. And if that's possible, anything is possible. So I'm just saying that there's a possibility that the queen is okay. The microphone wasn't working, right? Oh yeah, it was working. No, yes. Okay, yeah, it was working. I thought the mic was out for a second there, so I guess you guys can hear me. But yeah, so there is a possibility that the queen is somewhat unaware of exactly how serious everything is concerning Andrew at this time. I'm just saying that for the sake of conversation. I don't know 100% for sure. Camilla's announcement followed by Andrew's payout. Yeah, yeah, the timing is impeccable, right? Let's see. Sorry about that. So much for his faux rage and demanding his jury trial. Yeah, that too was a distraction. All of these things were a distraction. Every bit of it was just one distraction after another, and all of it was designed to distract us from. I think one it's just layered one distraction on top of the other. I don't think you can clearly say exactly which one was distracting from the other because they were coming fast and furious as far as I'm concerned. The queen knows, Baron. Whose purse do you think the money will come from? Yeah, that is a great point. That is a great point. Um, I would, well, you know what? Just because she's 95 doesn't mean she's that fragile that they would keep all of this information away from her. You're absolutely right. I'm just, maybe I'm feeling kind of sorry for her. Maybe I'm feeling kind of sorry for her. Like this one event is actually going to be the one that causes her to go into a downward spiral to the point where she's room temperature. So anyway, you're right. I guess I'm trying to protect her. Okay, so there you have it. Andrew pays up. Andrew pays up. And of course, the authority of everything. Oh, wow, that is incredible. So I tried, okay, I'm going back to, isn't that something? This is incredible. You know what? The fail, this is where I lifted this from, the fail. For about 10 minutes, they had this headline on the American version. of the oh, thank you so much, Lorna. So they had this headline on the American version of the Daily Fail. Now they have Clinton cornered. As a distraction, they're trying to, um, since they accuse the Orange Menace of stuffing his toilets with official documents, almost in the same breath, the media is pursuing this thing that Hillary was spying on Trump's campaign. Um, as I told people before the election, and I'll say it again, nobody's going to jail, so they could forget that. This whole thing that they're trying to push about the Clintons is just a stupid distraction. Boy, I tell you, they get us every time with this, don't they? But anyway, thank you so much, Lorna Castellano. I will accept that distraction. It is greatly appreciated. And happy Tuesday to you. Okay, so back to the Andrew. As I just said, they removed this headline from the Daily Mail US version and they replaced it with Hillary Clinton, who is like distraction number one. But in the UK version, they were smart enough to leave it there. So it says Prince Andrew settles case with Virginia Roberts for 7.5 million pounds after Charles blows gasket and orders him to agree payout before Queen's Platinum Jubilee. This is the version that is coming from the fail, is that Prince Charles orders this payout. So, there you have it. I would imagine that the Queen does know, but I'm thinking that there's a lot of stuff that the Queen is being protected from. That's my hunch, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think there's a lot of stuff that they're protecting her from. So let's take a look at this one. We're going to take a little stroll down memory lane. The photo on the left, that is when Andrew tried to reform his I guess his public image by doing some charity work. You see that? There he is, because there was nobody else in the palace at the time that I don't even know what's in those gift bags or charity bags or whatever that probably cost more than whatever they stuffed inside of it. But there was no one else who could help. This is the man who routinely loves to order about the staff. Yes, a photo op. This is a man who loves to order the staff around. This is the man that calls a woman to lose her mind because he did not want to get up and move the drapes himself. So he rings from someone from the 4 levels down to come upstairs and do whatever with the drapes. That's the man. Cupcakes? Sure. Hello, B10 pal. We're so glad you joined us. I'm assuming it's your lunch hour. Welcome to the live chat. Yeah, we miss you. We miss you. Andrew and Fergie expected to move out of Windsor Lodge. He paid a 70-year lease, but where will they go? Straight to someplace else. Hey, put them in the Frogmore Cottage and let Eugenie and Jack Brooksbank move into the bigger house. How about that? Move him into the servants' quarters. Now that would make sense. So, one of the things I'm going to miss, actually, we may still get more of these, are those amazing photos of Andrew driving away. This will probably be the only representation of him that we'll have until the day he's no longer here. Andrew flees the media. And of course, lurking about, there's plenty of images of Andrew lurking about the various properties that belongs to the Crown Estate or to the Queen. And then, of course, this is everybody's favorite. Andrew peeking out the curtains with Her Majesty the Queen. Yeah, I like I said, I guess I'm being protective of the old lady because it is such a terrible shame that a year that they're supposed to celebrate her 70th um, year since the accession to the throne, her platinum jubilee, she'll celebrate by paying out. And I guess you're right. She had to sign the check, but then I think they're good about having the queen sign stuff that she probably shouldn't. That is still my theory. I still say that that happened. Andrew and his accuser, Virginia Guffey, reached an out of court settlement in the civil claim filed in New York. Her lawyer wrote jointly with Andrew's lawyer to say that the parties had reached a settlement in principle. Court papers show Duke will make substantial donation to Guffey's charity in support of victims' rights. Buckingham Palace declines to comment on news which is in year of Queen Platinum Jubilee celebration. So Prince Andrew has dramatically settled the bombshell abuse lawsuit with Virginia Guffey after he agreed an undisclosed deal said to be worth 7.5 million pounds, and with his accuser without admitting her accusations, which, of course, by not admitting these accusations, that's all but saying, I did it. Little Rock, what do you say, Little Rock? It's always been proven the consensus of the, uh, what is that, miscreants who will pay heavily to hide their many nefarious activities, but gleefully expose other private and personal lies to the entire world. Yes, in other words, Lil Rock is trying to say what I have said so often: rich people are able to buy their way out of things. And there's a lot of people that I would say, whether they're innocent or guilty, the one thing that I didn't like about so many cases, I'm not even going to name, is that I didn't like the fact that they were able to buy their way out of things that I wouldn't have been able to do myself. So that is the sad part about our justice system, is that they're able to just simply cut a check and problems go away. Now here you can see uh, someone on the Twitter took a little license with "See you later, alligator," and the Queen responds, "After a while, Andrew." Rhymes with, you know, after a while. So I decided to cover that up. But you probably know what she said. And of course, the photos on the right, you remember the, I alleged so many times that the Queen actually um, is suffering from frail health because she injured her back trying to dig that escape tunnel for her big, grown, burly, bloated son. But of course, that was all in jest. We know that did not happen, did it? They have the money because they saved a significant amount from not using it on Harry, Meghan, and Archie for their security. Great point, Joanne Baker. Great point. Okay, I'll do it. Philip, Philip, is that you, Philip? Here, ma, sign this, Philip. I'm not going to start that today, Miranda. I that was shed lights on Camilla's status change. The queen is free to aid her favorite son. Yeah, I'm just, I'm sorry. My theory is, um, could it be possible? Because the queen is very frail. She's very frail. Could they really have burdened her with all of this stuff so close to the end of her time on this earth? If this is true, this is absolutely cruel. And I do hope that the tabloid media that was so vicious toward the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will call out Prince Andrew for the horrendous amount of pressure that he has put on his mother in her declining last glorious, and some people would say other thing, amount of time on the throne. I think I not think that's not strong enough. I believe that they should call him out. Stop saying that the Sussexes are the ones who have done in Philip. Don't keep saying it's the Sussexes that made life miserable for the Queen toward the end. Call it what it is. It was that big, burly, bloated, overstuffed child of hers. So leave it to the Twitter. Leave it to the Twitter. Leave it to the social media. There you see a little parody of Andrew being pushed through the streets in front of the Pizza Express. It took a while before me to notice that that was the Pizza Express in the background. And you got Weinstein pushing him through the streets. Andrew, Andrew, this should not be missed as a point. Andrew is the one who really inflicted the worst pain upon his mother. I don't think the Sussexes caused her any pain. I believe the Queen knew exactly why they had to leave, and I believe she was supportive of that. All of these so-called palace briefings and these official statements from the palace, I don't believe those come from the Queen. Those are actually coming from Prince Charles. I think the Queen has little, if anything, to do with most of the statements that comes out of Buckingham Palace. I don't think that's the Queen. I think it's just like with those other situations, the calls are coming from inside the house. Well, when it's coming from inside the house, that definitely means it's coming from Kensington Palace or Clarence House. I don't think that there's actively any briefing that is coming from Buckingham Palace that doesn't have Charles' clammy little fat DNA fingers all over it. I just find it hard to believe. I believe that most of these situations that we find that the Queen has said or has not said something is actually Prince Charles is doing. Okay. And let's see here. Well, okay, let's talk about the party up there on the upper right side. Harvey Weinstein and disgraced, Jeffrey Epstein were. Oh, hold on a second. That is blocked by my thing here. Princess Beatrice lavish $500,000 18th birthday bash at Windsor Castle. And this is another great point. Andrew was spending some huge amount of money. Andrew was spending so much money that he really didn't have. That's the problem with Andrew's lifestyle, is that he really could not afford it. They said that Andrew was blowing through some 400,000 pounds a month for the upkeep of his lifestyle. And that's 400,000 pounds a month that he could not afford. Now, he took out personal loans from a lot of people, allegedly took out personal loans from a lot of people that he was in business, air quotes, that he took out a lot of loans with people to sustain his lifestyle. His mother was not subsidizing his entire financial output. He was getting money from various places. There's a lot of shady dealings that has been alleged attached to Prince Andrew over the years, and not just Prince Andrew, but Sarah Tosuck Ferguson. There's been so many financial scandals that connects the two of them. Andrew settled this case because he knew exactly what he did to this young girl. I can't say that word, but no matter no matter what, he's still a can't say that word either. But but I hear you, Junie Albert. I hear you. Let me see. Young lady, I'm very disappointed in her because she took the money and run away where she could have helped. So, yeah, Junie, um, I understand your point, but where Miss Guthrie is concerned, Guthrie, that is, it would have been a big bloodbath on both sides. If she had not taken the money, they were fully prepared to do as much as they possibly could to destroy her character. So, uh, if David Boyes, her attorney, arranged for her to have some type of settlement, it may have been the best thing for everybody involved. I would love for the victims who have no voice to have their day in court. And we don't know exactly what Virginia is going to do with the money she receives. But let it suffice to say that things would have gotten terribly, terribly ugly in court. And maybe this is just a way to avoid more pain and suffering for her. It was a civil case, not a criminal case. There was never a chance that Andrew was going to prison. I've said this repeatedly, never a chance of justice done. Yes, Connie Pell, exactly. There was no chance that he was actually going to go to jail. The worst thing for him is that he would never be able to travel to the United States again. The Queen is frail, but understood from the private advisors what's going on in the news cartel, pumping out millions of disinformation, put blame on others. In other words, scapegoating only the Sussexes is a shine. Yeah, yeah, that appears to be the case. That's what I read. I read it was 400, like some 400 plus thousand pounds a month to maintain staff, household. Um, as you know, Andrew had at some point he had what, two or three properties, and plus, I believe Andrew is paying money to his daughters. I think the upkeep of his daughter's lifestyle is supplemented from his pocket. So the Windsors don't share a lot of money with each other unless they're in some scandal like this and the Queen may be embarrassed. They don't share a lot of money. Yes, B10 Pal, exactly. Andrew has had his grubby little hands on some very shady situations. All those trips back and forth to this country and that country, sitting down and breaking bread with some shady characters here and there. It all makes so much sense now. Okay, so there you see, there's that circus on the left side. Um, some of the people that he brought to his mama's house, like the yellow caption up there at the top says, to the supporters of Kate and William and the, what let me see, and the White Royals in Britain, always me. This is something I got from the internet. Allow me to assist you in your quest to connect Princess Meghan and to Harvey Firestein. Why are you ignoring the fact that you can make a, let me see, you can make a, well, anyway, it's a little typo here. You can make a equally um, something connection between Weinstein and Princess Meghan through the royal family. You are forgetting that the Queen gave him a CBE. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Do you remember when they were trying to connect Weinstein to the Duchess of Sussex as if they were That's why I had this. I forgot why I had it, but yeah, they were trying to connect him to the Duchess of Sussex. Anyway, it goes on to say that, oh, right, you can make the royal connection because then all this isn't, you've been saying about Princess Meghan for the non existent connection to Weinstein. You have to say about the royals that actually know him. Yeah, because Meghan doesn't even know him. She doesn't know him, but they were trying to say that there was some type of connection. But whoever made that collage of photos there, I mean, you see Weinstein, you see Epstein, you see Ghislaine Maxwell, You see Weinstein, you see Eugenie, and I don't know the other lady. And then, of course, they were at her birthday party, which he probably, helped to pay for. And then there's Weinstein and William. Then there's Weinstein and Kate. So they're trying to make this connection, or they tried to make this foolish connection to muddy up the Duchess of Sussex. She didn't even know the guy. But there's the royals in full bloom with Epstein and Weinstein. You know, that's not by chance, a coincidence. These were the people who I allege helped to supplement Andrew's lifestyle. They got access that they wanted. That access was not through the Duchess of Sussex. Robert Collins, yeah. Okay, I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I'm looking at the Queen as being this frail, somewhat benevolent figure, and I know that's probably not the proper thing. And yes, you're absolutely right. I am giving in to this. The Queen is 95 and Philip just died mantra. Okay, I'm guilty, Robert. I'm guilty. Philip, Philip. Is that you, Philip? Yes, I'm giving in to the idea that she was having visions of Philip and that they slipped the paper in front of her and she signed the thing saying that Camilla would be the queen consort. Yes, 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 I'm guilty. I am guilty. I'm looking at her as being frail and out of touch and that she doesn't know what she's doing. You're right. I take it back. I take it back. I stand corrected. Baron, you need to watch Sean Atwood and his interview with Norman Baker. He wrote a book, and what would you do? Norman was an MP and has the most interesting stories. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. I have to be careful because I don't want to ever run into some trolls channel. Um, Let me say, we'll never go back to the U.S. His final goodbye to his deceased friend, partying 4 days in the U.S. will be the last forever. Yeah, Lil Rock. I'm glad you said that because that's a couple of slides away. But why don't we bring it up now? There it is. Philip. Okay, I'm sorry, Your Majesty. I have to take you out of here for a second. But what about Philip? Philip? Sorry. Okay. Uh, uh, so to your point, Lil Rock, Andrew inside Epstein's house of depravity. These were the last images of Andrew in the U.S. As you can see, I'm going to remove this. As you can see, there he is waving to some unknown. And this is one of the things I would like to know. Who was the girl leaving the house? Andrew inside of Epstein's house of depravity. Look at that little fat, clammy hand waving out the door like toodles, toodaloo, toodles, cheers, toodaloo, toodaloo, thank you. Thank you for shagging, toodaloo. This is no laughing matter, you guys. This is a very sober and serious topic that we are discussing. And I demand that we maintain some type of decorum, even though that little fat, clammy hand waving goodbye from that door is all I could do to keep screaming. Toodles, toodaloo, cheers, bon vivant. God save my mother. Bon vivant, toodles. I'm not guilty. I mean, look at him. And then he peeks as if he's so slick. This is why I don't think anybody should be in a royal family. He's so slick. He's so clever. He takes a peek down the street just to make sure nobody's watching. Stupid, they already took the photo. How dumb can you be? They've already taken the photo. While you're waving that little fat, clammy hand, the camera has been locked and loaded. The photo is taken. So take your little fat palm and fat, chubby fingers back in the house and take a bath and go back to the UK because we got everything that we need already. Okay? Toodles. Thank you so much for the super sticker, Don Robinson Gales. But yeah, so okay, so this here, Baron, my fellow squatties, Betty is doing that Nigerian strategy of using your age to protect yourself. So no one can say she was aware of the atrocities taking place. Nah, she is well aware. Josie, again, I'm gonna say I'm guilty. I'm thinking of the Queen's age, and I'm thinking that she's probably too frail to know what's going on. Um, Yes, thank you, Little Rock. It was a foolish ploy to try to connect her. It was the Hollywood connection. It's always there's a core group of so-called reporters and writers and stuff that love to say, "Well, she's after all, she's a Hollywood actress, and in Hollywood they do things differently, and so it was really Megan's decision." Megan decides what's going to happen. And so once Megan makes up her mind, nobody can stop her because it's really Megan's decision whether. So yes, you're absolutely right about that. It's that whole Hollywood actress thing. So they were trying to make this link. If Megan played that game, Megan would have an Oscar right now. That was the road to the Oscar, was that you had to deal with Weinstein to get your Oscar. That's not to say that everybody who has an Oscar played that game, but it didn't hurt if you had that connection to Weinstein. That was like a guarantee that you could make, an incredible sum of money and possibly receive an Oscar. And I believe that again and again, the Duchess of Sussex took measure of that landscape in Hollywood and she just decided, I'll have none of that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of this is what Megan doesn't get credit for. There's a lot of roads that she could have taken in life, but she found herself on the right path at the right time always. She was never lured into that type of lifestyle that some people in Hollywood desire so much. I don't think that was ever something that she wanted. I mean, for her, acting was something to do to pay the bills and possibly earn a living like she had been exposed to from her youth. But to give up one's soul for such a thing, that's just not something she was interested in. So, I don't think people give her enough credit for that. If that was the type of pursuits that she had, then the people that they dispatched to investigate her before the marriage would have found something. But there's no there. There has never been a there. And so that is one reason why the Duchess of Sussex has an unimpeachable reputation as basically a good person, period. They have nothing. But whereas with so many other people, oh, there's a lot of there. And you can start with Andrew when there's a lot of there. So this was another one of those opportunities for Andrew to redeem his standing with the British people, to look like the dutiful son in mourning. Oh, can't those Windsors make a face, can't they? Ooh, boy, when those Windsors have to make a face and look like they're, really into the moment, even though most often they're cosplaying a situation, Boy, do they know how to make a face. They're hurt, they're in mourning, they're all these things. And for 90% of them, it's all play acting. Being on a podcast, which was highlighting the Andrew scandal, it seems like the host was not totally supportive of the Sussexes. I fear I withdrew from social. Okay, I understand that, B10. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. There's a lot of us in this fight, and we're going to stand up for the Sussexes whenever and wherever possible. But you have to take care of yourself. B10, you have been extremely active on social media in terms of supporting the Sussexes. And if you have to take some time away from that, I fully support you. And I appreciate everything that you've done because you have been in the fight for a long time. And everybody has to, take a rest. It's a lot to take in. Vile, disgusting, awful, and emotionally stunted people for 2 years. And that island believes that she was the problem. One queen, it's what they deserve. Yeah, let them enjoy Camilla. Let them enjoy mediocre Middleton. Is what they want, so they should have exactly what they deserve. Let them enjoy it because it's only going to get them so far. I mean, if they want to have that rather dull Stepford wifeness, then we can't save them from themselves. So let's see with that. Okay, so the unintended law of consequences. Shame of Thrones. There is Ghislaine Maxwell and there's Kevin Spacey enjoying the Queen's thrones, right? The Queen and Philip's thrones. How did they get there? How did they get access to Buckingham Palace among all the other properties that belong to the Queen, or that is, the Queen's, the Crown Estates? How did they get there? Because Andrew gave them access. Andrew gave them access. Andrew threw open the doors. I almost said drawers. Andrew threw open the doors to the Queen's household. And he let all that riffraff run free throughout the United Kingdom, going to the most sacred of places, places that members of the public pay a lot of money to get into. Well, then again, maybe that's the connection, is that they paid a lot of money too. But yeah, they paid a lot of money to get into those places. So yeah, well, maybe they got what they paid for. I mean, that's yeah. It's very disrespectful. Using the Queen's thrones, and it was okay with Andrew. Yeah, have a seat there. What has he done? What has he done? I love caricatures of the royals. I love those. They always seem to capture the attributes of the family very well, especially William. Okay, Andrew fears his abuse case will damage the monarchy. I don't think he's afraid. I think he was just nervous his mama wouldn't pay up. Palace paralysis over Duke case. Royals, these are like some, receipts I saved just in case they took them off the internet. Sleepwalk into Prince Andrew's crisis and were too scared to stand up to him because of his because he operated with impunity within the royal family, says insider, as he suffered two setbacks in his U.S. case. Operated with impunity. He's been doing that for years. That's nothing new. That's nothing new. He's been doing this for years, and he's gotten away with it because he's the queen's favorite. He's the queen's favorite. People ignore the fact that the queen has two other sons and a daughter. Now, some people say the queen has two daughters and two sons, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole again. Um, I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to leave that alone. But she has two sons and two daughters. Some people say she has, I'm sorry, two sons, three sons and two daughters. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to go there. So I think I've had enough fun with Uncle Pennywise. Okay. So let's see. Ivy just sent out a long, detailed thank you to members. Oh, I'm a member of Ivy's channel. Yeah, I'm a member of her channel. I did see that earlier. I love Ivy. Hello, Ivy here. Go there. Oh, since the cat's out the bag, um, the queen is the proud mother of, you know, a non-binary prince named Edward or Edwina or them, they, or he or she. Just for the record, none of these things that I am implying is substantiated. However, that has never stopped me before. But yes, there she is, just as proud and free. That's the one who went to the cenotaph and decided to wear her maxi coat. So the queen is very open minded and liberal, as you all know. Did she not stand up for Black Lives Matter? Of course she did. And does she not acknowledge that she has a biracial daughter? Of course she does. So, okay, are you satisfied I went there? Oh boy. Um, as I said, I'm expecting a certain amount of decorum because these are some very serious and sobering topics that we are tackling. And and I'm not just asking, I'm demanding that we show the proper respect to this family while they are suffering through this terrible embarrassment, because it's just the right thing to do. Isn't that right, Your Majesty? Philip? Philip? Yeah, see, she agrees. Uh, woo! Listen, folks, I'm going to get off here pretty soon because this has gone into a downward spiral, a place I did not mean to take us. Her Majesty has had a lot to deal with lately. She's just had to pay out this huge sum of money. Her son, Prince Charles, may have, I do say allegedly, possibly, have pulled the okey doke on her so that she might sign some document making, Camilla, should I say, asking for support for Camilla to be the queen consort, or as Sonny Hostin says, the queen cohort. So there's been a lot going on. So I'm not going to make a bad situation worse with this whole situation with her pathetic son because she's been through a lot. But just remember this. Remember. Boy, I tell you, that social media, as much as I say, oh, I got to stay off Twitter, I got to stay off Twitter, then I see stuff like this and I'm back in the thick of it. So I don't know who's responsible for this. I have no idea. But thank you. If you recognize your work, thank you. thank you, because when I saw this, this gave me my life. I have to say, I don't necessarily agree with it. I think there's a lot of good reasons why it may have happened, the way that they say, and then there's some more equally compelling reasons why it was something else. But we'll never know the truth. The truth shall go down with the ship. The truth is the cameras weren't working that night. The truth is the guards fell asleep. The truth is, the truth is, the truth is. So all of those things can be true at the same time, or there's a vast conspiracy, but we'll never know. So that's what I would say about that. But congratulations to Virginia Giffray. This is not the outcome that some people wanted. People wanted to see that little fat, clammy thing skewered in an American court, but it wasn't meant to be. So we have the outcome that we have. And it is a big letdown for people who would have preferred to have seen this individual embarrassed, and also, more importantly, to give the other victims a chance to have their voices heard. That is also important, and I don't want to downplay the importance of that, because it is important to make sure that victims are heard, because there's a lot of people who have been victims that will never have the opportunity to tell their stories. And so for them, we have to acknowledge that too. So, okay. Yeah, stay away from that family. Has been humbled and exposed. Yeah, you're right, Lydia. That may be the biggest thing that we could possibly walk away from this, is the fact that he has been humbled, he has been exposed. Um, I got to do it just one more time. I hope y'all don't mind. I had to get this out of my system. Philip, is it? Ooh, okay, okay. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I just had to get that out my system. I just feel so sorry for she they gave her the red box, and she didn't know what was in the box, only to find out that later on there was a statement on her behalf. I promise you, I think that's what happened. I can't prove it, but I think that at some point she signed those papers in her box, not realizing not realizing that the same person who may have exposed her to the pandemic is the same person who had her sign the document. And the worst part about it is he probably got away with it. I'm telling you, I don't think that she knew exactly what she was signing. I think that she thought she saw Philip. And somebody slid that document. Somebody's little fat clammy hand slid that document in front of her, and she said, "Oh yeah, there's another one," and she just signed it, put that stamp on it, and that's how that happened. There's no way she could have known that happened. I promise you. Um, I'm always going to believe that somehow he coerced his mother into signing that document that she had no intentions of signing. I don't think that was her intentions. And then somehow, all of a sudden, there's this press release because, the document was signed. And I'm pretty sure that they had a good laugh about it later on. Camilla probably said, "Was it really that easy?" Darling, darling, please. And then on top of that, he didn't cough, sneeze, probably rubbed his nose. You know he can't keep his hand off of that nose. He's done all kind of stuff, and then next thing you know, they had a good laugh about it. I mean, that's what they do. They have a good laugh about it. So they probably laid there in bed as usual, having some of their saucy conversation, and then had a big laugh over the fact that they got that document signed. They probably were in the bed and having their usual bedroom talk, and then he probably pulled out that document just to heighten the situation. And so that's my theory of how we got to this Camilla, future queen consort. Philip, Philip. See how she's looking away. She looked away, and next thing you know, there was another paper to sign. So, oh my goodness. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry for this. Oh, I cannot unsee this. I just feel like this is evidence as to how that happened because the queen didn't even want to spend time with her, and now all of a sudden the queen is saying that I hope you give her the same respect and that you gave to me and Philip. Oh boy, my side hurt. Okay, y'all, I got to get out of here. Let me get rid of this, and let me get rid of that. Congratulations again to Virginia Giuffre. There's Camilla Tominey getting the scoop as usual. Uh, anyway, she's a little backbiter. You know how she is. And of course, I showed you that already. Here's the Epstein and what's her name, Maxwell, using the Queen's property, to the likes of which the Queen was not amused. But there they are. There's Jeffrey Epstein. You know what? I can't wrap my head around. How is it the Queen has a log cabin with her vast portfolio of property, real and imagined, her vast portfolio of property? Why is she cosplaying Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm? Why is she cosplaying Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm? Like, look, oh, I'm just like everybody else. I'm sitting here eating out of Tupperware. I'm using plasticware. I'm sitting on a log cabin, like Andy and Opie. Why is she even bothering to do this? This is like the richest woman in the world, and she's cosplaying Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm. I don't get it. So, this I don't even. This is the first time I believe anybody even saw a log cabin on a queen's property. That's unbelievable. Why does the queen have a log cabin? She's got all those properties, and she decides that she wants to rough it. Let's see. It's a hunting cabin. Why is she using it? She's not hunting it at that age. Oh, that's so weird to me. I mean, I get it, Elaine. I get it. The Queen has a huge portfolio of properties, all of which are heated, much like, some people can afford to heat their homes. But yeah, I didn't understand this one. Okay, so here's some last this is the last slide I had. So I'm just throwing that out there to be shady. And that's it. This is only for the shade of it. So, okay, so that's gone. And I do believe I covered everything else. Gone is this thing about Queen Kate being the next queen. And by popular demand or by the power of Philip, Philip, the next queen shall be Camilla the Magnificent. Yes, Camilla, the next queen consort. Just because. Okay, so any comments before we go? Melita, God forbid if they both go to the UK and something happens to H, they might say Meghan can't. Yeah, I thought about that. Yeah, if they both go and something happens, but I'm just gonna say this. I don't think that family wants the kind of heat from Americans. I really don't think they want that kind of heat. So I'm not even gonna worry about that. Um, to money, she looks like an experiment gone wrong. Okay, you know what, y'all, hold on a second. Okay, that whole Philip thing had my nose running. Let me stop. I don't want to start that again. Okay. Oh boy. All right, you guys. I appreciate you all taking the time with me today for the Royal Sussex. As usual, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for those who sent me the Cash App and the PayPal yesterday. And last night, when I was reading the worst possible hate comments from someone, I mean, the person who sent me the PayPal last night, it was right on time because I was feeling a certain way, and that kind of snapped me out of it. Anyway, it wasn't the amount that was important. It was what they said. They said, "Thank you for everything that you do, Baron." And that means a lot to me because sometimes, even though I maintain a certain persona when I'm doing the podcast, sometimes, I mean, people even go out of their way to send me some pretty vicious emails, and what could I say? It's all part of a job. And, as I have talked for a living before, I have experienced this before. So it's just sometimes they catch you off guard. And, if you're having a already interesting day, or should I even just say a bad day, sometimes what seems like a pretty innocuous comment can be very painful. So thank you for the person who sent me the PayPal last night. That message actually reminded me why I'm here. And oh, B10, I'm so glad you're here today. Thank you. I really appreciate that because I know that you've got some stuff going on of your own, and the fact that you came out today, I'm just really pleased about that, and I hope we've been able to distract you from some of the worst stuff that rotates around the Sussexes, because I believe having a chance to hash this stuff out and hopefully have a laugh or two about it, because we don't hate anybody on this channel. We don't hate anybody. And as I say so often, we should never be more hostile toward that family than Harry is. And I don't believe Harry is actually actively hostile toward the royal family, but we do have to tell the truth. We have to help, you know, set the record straight whenever possible. And so, anyway, Thrive with Meghan and Harry is here. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. Thrive with Meghan and Harry. She's working on an episode now. If you haven't subscribed, please go over there and do so. Miss VSN, as far as I'm concerned, has had the episode of the century with Tina and Michelle. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around that. That was incredible. A total, what made it so great is just that she surprised us. That's what made it so fantastic. And but you guys know who my fave is. You guys already know that I love me some Hello Ivy here. You guys know I'm just crazy about Ivy, so that's just the fact. Uh Ivy is my fave. Um and I'm not embarrassed to say that to anybody. Judy Regal, thank you, Baron, to give us the opportunity and a platform to support Harry and Meghan. Thank you for giving me a platform to support Harry and Meghan. You guys have given me so much with this channel because I have a chance to vent my frustrations, and occasionally I have an opportunity to, I guess, share some of my theories, like the one about Philip. Philip, is that you, Philip? Where, where else could I broach this subject without people thinking I'm absolutely bonkers? So it's not what I'm giving to you all, it's what you all have given me. And the fact that y'all stick around and listen to it, I am just amazed. I am just amazed. So I'm just amazed by that. Thank you. I owe you all. God, I got to stop doing that. Oh. It just makes sense to me. She, she was sitting there celebrating her 70 years, and they gave her that red box, and it just seemed like somebody took their little fat, clammy hand and slid that document in there when she wasn't looking. I gotta stop. 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 Maybe maybe they had a portrait of Philip and they walked past the window with it or walked past the door just to get her attention. And then they slid that document in front of her so she could sign it. So it was probably a portrait of Philip. Somebody took the portrait off the wall and walked past the doorway with it, and she looked and saw it and said, Philip, Philip. And oh boy, it got hot. It got hot in here. Uh, I got to stop that. You guys, that is totally made up. That did not happen. But if it did, I can understand how they got away with it. So it make about as much sense as anything else. But she didn't know. She thought it was him. So let me get this off the screen. And I promise you, this is the last of Philip that y'all are going to hear because this is just awful. Oh, boy. Okay, y'all, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for joining us on Royal Sussex. Thank you, Doria and Diana, for making the Sussexes possible. I almost forgot about that. And who wants to have the last? Who wants to? Who wants to? Who? who no, that's not going to be the last word of the day. Who wants to have the last word of the day? Okay, that's it, Fancy Fancy. Have a great day, everyone. Okay, love you all. I gotta go.